All right, everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to episode 26 of our Winnipeg Jets GM mode. Videos come out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays here on the channel, just if you're interested. And if you're new around here, let's take a look at what happened in the last one. We once again faced our mortal enemies, the Chicago Blackhawks, who have now beaten us in 3 consecutive playoff series. We fell in the first round in 6 games, so that was a very disappointing playoff run, but we did win the Stanley Cup a couple of years ago, so maybe some of that old core has to move on there. The Stanley Cup champions were the St. Louis Blues, and there were a ton of comments in the last one, so I'm gonna just go through them pretty quickly here, just to see, what the overall feeling is. We'll start off with Fresh, who put on some draft targets for us, so I'll definitely be going after those guys. I'm not sure about the elite power forward just yet. Just because he's a first round pick, it makes it a lot harder to trade because those trade values are super high and we don't have a first, so it's going to be tough to trade for that. But Fresh's other comment here gives us a little bit more about what to do for the future. He says we need to focus on improving the team in any ways possible. I would keep Jake Greaves as a backup, but Helly is done and needs to be in the minors if not traded. Unfortunately, the thing is, Hellebuck's contract is for another 2 years after this, and part of the challenge was to keep Hellebuck on board for as long as possible, but the point still stands that we need a goaltending change for sure. He says we need, and then Fresh also says that we would need a top end power forward for the top 6, maybe in free agency or maybe in the draft or a trade, and that is something that we will be looking at this episode. Next up, he says, I know the next option might not be a popular one, but I say an upgrade in coaching could be in the works. I know we won a cup, but defense always falters in the big moments and in the third periods, and that is very, very true. Fresh then says, I think it's time to move on from Rowinski for maybe a better two-way defenseman to replace him. So some interesting thoughts there, and hopefully with those changes we can get past Chicago. So love the comments as always, Fresh, and we will definitely be looking at a goaltender this episode and a power forward. Not sure about Zach Werenski just yet. Sorry, I didn't mean to change the screen on you guys there. Now we move to Alex, who has some pro scouting suggestions for us. And then he says, we're not a guaranteed contender. It's time to give ice time to the youth and let the old veteran placeholders go. The corpses of Adam Lowry and Logan O'Connor, who were playing on that third line. He says, let's release Besser and Brodin because they're both old, and I 100% agree. Then he says, trade Lucius and Greaves for an established goalie. So we signed Chaz Lucius to an extension, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, his potential dropped from medium top 6 to medium top 9. So maybe a trade is in the works for Chaz Lucius, despite the fact that he did have back-to-back 60-point seasons. As a medium top 9 player who's not going to be able to grow too much, I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on him. Then he says, given the lack of high draft picks, let's weaponize our cap space and use it for free agent stars and not old depth. So maybe an 88s combo of a forward and a defense, kind of like what Minnesota did when they signed those like 15-year contracts with Suter and Parise, and that would put us right back at the top of the league. And I think that's very true. Then he says, if that's not possible, if we can't get a forward defense type of combo, then maybe it's time to embrace the retool and give some younger guys some more time, guys like Svensson, Elliott Patrick, instead of signing those older guys to try to contend. Fourthly, he says 3 years was a bit of a lengthy extension for Morrissey, but the dollar value is super reasonable. Fair criticism there. Then he says it might be time to swap Werenski and Morrissey in some positions. And yeah, we can definitely look at that a little bit more in the regular season. And he says, when you jump into a game, just a little note here, try to put the settings on aggressive and full pressure. The CPU seems to play slightly better that way, and I will 100% keep that in mind as we jump into games here and continuously lose and lose and lose. And then just summing up his comments here, he puts a little bit of a line combination potential for next season. We've got Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti, Melvin Barker. Then on the second line, Ehlers, Lambert, Velarde. Third line could be Elliott Patrick, maybe if he grows. Shane Pinto, and then Svensson, Matt Svensson, the playmaker with like 88 passing, 90 offensive awareness. He's going to be getting, I think I want to try to give him some first line power play time this year. And then the third line could be Mark Scheifele, Adam Lowry, and Brendan Coe, with Protas there being the 13th forward. On defense, we could have Zach Werenski and Mats Dahl maybe as our 1-2. We could also have Morrissey and Mats Dahl, depending, because I like that offensive-defensive combo. Then we also have the 88 overall UFA, potentially. A good UFA is what we're going to strive for in this one. And then a depth piece alongside of Jacob Bernard-Docker, with the goalies potentially being Askarov. That's a name that we've seen quite a bit here already in this one. So it could be interesting to see what we can get up to. But those were the comments, quite a few of them, so I hope it didn't take up too much time. And now, as we enter the NHL entry draft, let me just refamiliarize myself with people who are going. All right, guys, so I think I have a little bit of a plan here for the NHL entry draft, so let's jump in there, and I'll show you guys the first couple of picks, and then we will make some moves and maybe try to move up. Oh my goodness, Seattle wants to trade the first overall pick. Do I try to do this? I think I kind of have to, huh? I think I kind of have to. Who is going? A power forward? Oh my gosh, a power forward is exactly what we need in this roster. A power forward, a sniper, a potentially defensive defenseman, and then an offensive defenseman. We could get the next offensive defenseman as well to play with to replace. Oh my gosh, to replace Josh Morrissey at 5. So as the offensive defenseman. So if we can't trade for 1, I might try to trade for 5 to get that offensive defenseman. But hang on a second, what could we package here? So we would have to package a guy like Chaz Lucius, and then what else? I mean, we'd have to give away a first, right? Or something equivalent to a first. Maybe a goalie, a medium elite goalie. They don't have any goalies matching the block. Rookie skaters. Maybe a guy like Helmerson or Height. Yeah, let's put him in there. He doesn't have much trade value, but still, that's going to get us a little bit closer. What else do they want? They want rookie skaters. Crab is a medium elite guy who's now 70 overall. I mean, we're going to try to keep him. Baker, Dylan Baker, yeah. He's also medium elite. So is DeMarkey. Maybe a guy like Elliot Patrick has to go. Serge Gamich, maybe, because he's 20. He's a sniper. Never really had a chance, but remember, guys, this is a huge deal here. A first overall pick. Serge Gamech maybe has to get in there. He's 20 as well, so maybe he won't grow too much more. A lot of these low elite kind of guys. Dowd, potentially. Maybe Ekman Larson hasn't really grown. What do you say to this? Is this getting close here? Or maybe just for Gamech. And then we'll also give you a second? A second? I never ever trade for top picks because I think it's a little bit too cheese. But in this case, they want to trade. I will never trade for a top round pick unless they want to trade. But what do you say to this, Seattle? Chaz Lucius, a medium elite goaltender, a medium top 6 forward who can play, who's a prospect. What do you say, Seattle? What do you say? Rejected, doesn't meet our block needs, not up to snuff at all. Okay, so we have to put something else in there. Maybe our second this year. We don't get a second, we just get some late picks. A second and a third. What do you say to this? A second and a third rejected. You're not willing to be in value offered. Oh my gosh. I don't know. A first? It would have to be a first, huh? 55 seconds on the clock. Goalies, skaters matching the block. Morrissey, Werenski, Cole Perfetti, these guys are staying. Ehlers, maybe. Brad Lambert, I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade any of these guys. I can't trade Mark Scheifele because of his contract. Svensson is coming to play this year. Mats Dahl. Oh my gosh, GVD won't get it through. That's not enough value. What do I do, boys? I don't know. I'm crumbling. Rookie players, I could give them a medium elite guy, but I don't know. Okay, let's do Elliot Patrick. Let's do Elliot Patrick. What do they say to this? What do you say? No, rejected. And now they're going to make their pick soon. Hang on, can I get anything? No. Not for Elliot Patrick. A defenseman? No, we can't. Oh, and they're going to take the... Oh, an 84 overall left-handed power forward with 4 X factors, 5-star shooting, 4-star skating as well. This Alexandra... What the heck is that name? Oh my gosh, he must be like French or French Canadian. Alexandra Otteries. It's a cool name, Otteries. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Alexander. I guess we'll just call him Alexandra. Alexander. I don't know. Okay, let's try to trade for this Dallas pick because we could get a medium elite offensive defenseman who might be NHL ready, and that could be huge for the franchise. So I'm gonna send them basically the same trade that I sent to these excuse me, my mind's blanking, to Seattle. So let's see what they say to this. Who do they want now? They want Melvin Barker. He might be a first line player for us though. Gabriel Velarde, don't really want to trade. Svensson Dahl. Okay, so it's going to have to be some rookie skaters again here. No, let's go by overall. Okay, Serge Mitch. And then some draft picks, right? Let's do a third. Let's see. This probably won't go through, but the value looks in our favor. I'm just going to add a few picks just to see. A 6th and a 7th this year as well. What do you say? Rejected. Quite far off. Okay, just the 7th. Rejected. A bit off. Oh my gosh, I could get a... Okay, this is probably going to get it done. Can I maybe do it for a 4th instead? A 4th next year? I know we don't have too many picks next year, but I mean, to get a 1st overall pick, or sorry, a 5th overall pick, what do you say, Dallas? What do you say? Rejected, a bit off in value. Okay, so just for the 3rd, it should go through. Serge Gamech never really got a chance with us, but he's going to Dallas where he will have a great future. He's only has 1.5-star shooting as a sniper. He's also 20 and 68 overall. Might grow into something. Might be like a low 80 kind of a guy. And a 3rd round pick in Chaz Lucius. We have to say goodbye to Chaz Lucius, but we have Brad Lambert who can fill that position. So what do you say, Dallas? Can I put a 7th in there as well, maybe? Give me a 7th this year. Actually, do I? Yeah, I can just trade it for a 7th next year if it doesn't work. What do you say, Dallas? A 1st and a 7th for a 3rd round pick at Chaz Lucius and Serge Gamech. Rejected. You aren't offering what we're looking for right now. Try another day, maybe? Okay, without the 7th. Just straight up. Oh my goodness. So Dallas is okay with getting rid of Chaz Lucius. I know we said we were going to trade Chaz Lucius and Jake Reeves for a goalie, but boys, it doesn't come too often that you can get a top 5 pick here, that teams are willing to trade a top 5 pick. So I am more than happy to pick up an offensive defenseman or maybe a defensive defenseman. Really, any of these guys I'm totally happy with, who might be, who are all NHL ready and could be replacements for guys that we already have in the roster. They also all have at least one X factor. So let's see who's going to drop to us, who's going to be available. So this should be Tulipov. Yes, that's 81 overall left wing sniper. Sergei Tulipov. He's got 5-star shooting, 4-star skating. Looks very similar to the power forward, but the power forward's slightly better there. Otteries. I don't want to say Otteries because that sounds like something, Okay, we're going to skip that joke. Anyways, now the Devils pick up the defensive defenseman, Caden Purcell. I wouldn't have been mad at the defensive defenseman just so he could play a while with Josh Morrissey, get younger. But at the same time, we already have Mats Dahl, who's a defensive defenseman, so I'm not mad that he went to New Jersey at all here, boys. He's got 3.5-star defense, definitely somebody who can play this year, in my opinion. He's got all the best things. His shot and his puck skills are the only thing bringing him down. All the important things he's got up there, so that's a good pickup right here. Now I'm okay with either of these players. I would prefer the offensive defenseman, though. I know he's only 5'9". Liam Karlsson, though, offensive defenseman. He's got the Karlsson name. He's Swedish as well, so I would like to get Liam Karlsson. I think I would prefer him just for fit-wise, but Jalen Barrie would be a great player as well. 5'10", playmaker here. He's got okay size. He's a left winger. He could play with Cole Perfetti and Melvin Barker on the first line, maybe, or maybe he could play second line time. Like, this guy, he could be good for us. So Jalen Barrie or Liam Karlsson. Who do you guys want? You guys want Jalen Barrie probably, right? Because they always take it in order. Yes, they will take Jalen Barrie, 79 overall playmaker. And boys, it is now time for our pick. And oof, for the first time in quite a while, we're going to get a top pick. Oh my gosh. I never trade for these picks because I don't think it's really realistic, but if the team wants to trade, that's the only time where I'll even consider it, and we are in a spot right now where we can use some young talent. Imagine this, boys, for the next 10 years, Liam Karlsson alongside of Mats Dahl. I know they're both left-handed defensemen, but oof, boys, that could be great, and that means that we don't really need to pick up a free agent defenseman, really. I mean, it would still help to have that higher overall in the lineup, but I think Liam Karlsson could be a guy who plays maybe not first-line time for us, but he can definitely be up there. Cycle pinch as well, same thing as Josh Morrissey. So let's see, Liam Karlsson, you're probably going to be like, my guess is you're 79 overall. What do you say? 78 overall. Liam Carlson, what do you look like here, buddy? You've got 3-star defense, 4-star skating, 2.5-star physical, 3-star census, 3-star. So it's just his physical that's down there. I think he could maybe be a contributor in his first year, in the year right out of the draft. So he's got 4-star skating, 3-star defense, 3-star puck skills. Yeah, all of his numbers look okay. Even his shooting, 4.5 stars. It's just a physical down there with like 75 fighting skill, 79 aggressiveness. But other than that, he looks great, and he has 3 X factors: wheel, spinorama, and in reverse. So he could be a great power play player. Get some points on the board. And man, that doesn't happen too often, but boy, I'm happy when it does. That's a huge pickup for us, and we welcome Liam Carlson to the organization. All right, boys, I'm going to try to trade up to the 33rd overall pick. I'm trading up 18 spots, basically, but I'm giving them Tucker Poolman, Fabian Wagner, just a prospect in Fabian Wagner. He hasn't really done anything with us. I believe he was drafted by the Jets, in the 6th round in 2022. He's been in the AHL every year. He hasn't really put up great numbers. He's not going to be an NHL player, but we'll see what they say to this here. Rejected, too far off. Yeah, I kind of figured this was not nearly enough. All right, let's see what they say to this. We're going to go Carson Lambos here as a guy we picked up in free agency. Really nothing too special. Depth defenseman kind of a guy. We can find these guys in free agency all day long. And then Sampo Ranta, drafted by Colorado Sniper. But again, another depth forward. What do you say to this? Rejected, a bit low for us. All right, so I'll just throw another roster player in there and we should be good to go. All right, here we go. We're going to throw Jacob Trouba in there as well. A guy we picked up in the trade deadline. What did he do for us? He was a +5, 8 points in 20 games. In the playoffs, though, he was a -3 with nothing in 6 games, so didn't really help us out too much in the playoffs. What do you say to this? New Jersey? Rejected, still just a bit low for us. Okay, hang on. All right, we're going to trade now 199 for 211, basically just swapping a 7th round pick. They get to move up a couple of spots. What do you say now? They'll accept that. Fair enough. We get our Winnipeg Jets 7th round pick back as well, so that's kind of nice. And then I'll just simulate a couple of pictures so you guys can see who went. So at number 6 was Kenneth Dreger, another offensive defenseman. So again, somebody who might be able to be used in their first year here. Then Raymond, 76 overall, two-way forward. The Ottawa Senators really fell apart with Reeves up there at 66. Law, 69 overall, two-way forward. Oh, wow. Dunham, a 75 overall, two-way forward. Wow, so there's really big... there's a very, very vast difference between prospects out here. A lot of guys in the mid-70s, but then a lot of guys in the 60s as well, mid-60s. So interesting to see how the prospects shape up every year. Okay, so that's pretty good. That's about pick 16. So let's simulate to our next pick now. And with our pick, we will be taking at the start of the 2nd round. I had to move up all the way to the start of the 2nd round, but it's important that we do what you guys want me to do. I always pride myself on getting picks that we want to get and really listening to the AGMs. Here was the power forward that Fresh wanted, a 65 overall low elite power forward with 2.5 star shooting. Again, these guys aren't going to look too good, but a low elite power forward who has a good shot, he will definitely grow in the system. There's a medium top 9 grinder. That's tough. Okay, now we're at our pick. And with our selection, we are going to be taking Alexei Kinnis, a power forward, A- shooting. He's 3 years away, and he's medium top 6. This could be a great guy for us in the future. Maybe somebody to play in our top 6, maybe middle 6, more likely. But a guy who can put that puck in the net, I am more than happy to pick up Alexei Kinnis. What do you say? What do you look like here? 63 overall, power forward, probably 2.5 star shooting. Yes, it is. Again, stats aren't going to be anything too special. It's more about that potential, and medium top 6 for a power forward. Got to take your gambles, and power forwards seem to simulate quite well in the EA world. All right, so I wonder what Calgary's going to say to this. I'm going to trade them pick 115 for 90, and then also Brock Besser. Besser, a guy that we're not trying to re-sign here. I just want to see if I can really get any value out of him whatsoever. He's a sniper, but this year he had 51 points. He was playing kind of third, second line time though, and then in the playoffs again, we did have a great playoff performance though. 5 points, 6 games, one of the only people to show up for us actually in the playoffs. But his age is just getting up there. His overall dropped. It's just time to move on from him and bring in the new guard. What do you say? Probably won't go through. Nope, woefully insufficient. All right, just for the 7th. Nope, woefully insufficient. Straight up. What do you say? Accepted. All right, fair enough. There you go, Calgary. You get the rights to Brock Besser for this year, and we say goodbye to quite a long time Winnipeg Jet, actually. I didn't even realize it, but yeah, Brock Besser, quite a long-term Winnipeg Jet player out here. He played for us for, what, 4 or 5 years? Let me actually go check that. Yeah, and Besser spent 4 full seasons with us, being like a 60, yeah, maybe more like a 56, 55 average point guy per year. A great couple of seasons with us. Almost had 30 goals here 2 years ago. So he had great 4 years with us, and we definitely thank him for his support with us. He won a Stanley Cup last year, so great to see. And we hope nothing but the best for him. Definitely took the puck away more than he gave it away, and he loves to throw that body out there. So Besser, you will be missed. I hope you have a good time in Calgary. This is not one of those trades where I'm going to be like, oh, of course, former Winnipeg Jet Brock Besser is going to destroy us in the playoffs. No. It's an amicable leaving because we would have traded him, or we would have let go of him anyway, and Calgary could have picked him up there. So there it is. Calgary gets their hands on Brock Besser. Now, our next pick is at pick 90. It's quite a ways away, so I will take you guys through the draft here, and we will see a couple of guys who went. I did have a little conversation with Fresh in the comments, asking him about the high elite goalie, and he said, if you take the power forward, maybe, but we like that power forward in the second round a little bit more, just because he's 20 years old, that other goalie is, and we will see him quite soon here. This is a medium elite goalie, Mikhail Punanovs, I believe. Yes, Mikhail Punanovs. Look at me. I'm remembering names now, boys. But yeah, there's a high elite goalie who's going to be coming up here. We were thinking about him quite a bit, but oh, maybe he hasn't gone yet, actually. What the heck? I thought he was supposed to go. Oh, here he is. Regier, Kevin Regier. Yeah, he's 20 years old. He's 59 overall. Definitely could be in the NHL, but at 20 years old, it's a bit more of a gamble for sure. And now at 90, I have a very specific player in mind. I would love to play the music right now, but obviously I cannot do that because I will be copywritten. But I think you guys know where I'm going with this. From the USA Central, Rocky Bomick, a medium elite grinder. So even if he doesn't make it, he has medium elite potential. So he can be used as a trade piece. But look at this. He has E skating. He has C physical. He's not going to be great. He has great work ethic, great shot blocking. You love to see that. And he's only 18 years old, and he's a right winger. So maybe a fourth liner for the future, a third liner. I'm not expecting him to be like a 90 overall type guy, just a 78 to 80 overall guy for the future. And I think he can make it there. Rocky, welcome to the Winnipeg Jets organization. 58 overall, actually. Wow. That's actually a great overall for 5 years away. Maybe his growth will be a bit slower because he's a grinder. But I will gladly take a 58 overall medium elite player, whether he's a grinder, a power forward, a defensive defenseman, a sniper, a playmaker, whatever. I don't really care. If you're a 58 overall medium elite, 18 years old, I'll take you onto the team. All right, Boston, what do you say? We're going to trade you Jonas Brodin, long-time Winnipeg Jet here with us for since year number 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years. He was a trade deadline acquisition in year number 1. He's now 35 years old. He's been an incredibly solid defenseman with us for all 6 years. Plus 20 this year, the best plus that he's had with us all year. We're going to say goodbye to him because, again, it's time to get a little bit younger here. What do you say to this deal? A fifth and a... hang on a sec. Austin, what do you say to this? Brodin and a fifth for a fourth, a sixth, and a seventh. Brodin can definitely be a good piece on your blue line. What do you say? Yeah, not even close. Just for the seventh straight up. Yeah, not even close. And then when I just do it straight up, you guys are going to be cheering in the streets, right? Yeah, of course. Okay, Brodin off to Boston. Thank you very much for all your service, Jonas Brodin. And with that pick here at number 125, I'll show you guys exactly who I'm going for. And it's another suggestion from Fresh, who says Maurice Jacques. left winger, shoots left-handed. He's 19 years old, but he's a sniper, and he's 5 years away. Medium top 6. Again, just not sure if this guy's going to make it, but he's got good value, and he's a sniper, so he can put the puck in the net. That means he might be able to grow a little bit more than some of the other player types, and it's a guy that Fresh suggested, and I definitely agree with it. At number 128 from Valdor Foreurs? From the QMJHL, I don't know. Maurice Jacques from the same place that Serge Gamech was from. Unfortunately, we did get rid of Serge, but that was for Liam Carlson, the 5th overall pick. What do you say, Maurice? You're 50 overall, medium top 6 sniper. You got 1-star shooting, 1-star skating. Okay, everything else is half a star, but you're 50 overall. Just work hard in your QMJHL team. All right, I've learned my lesson here. We're going to trade these guys, Logan O'Connor and Tucker Pullman, just depth guys that we want off the team. And we're going to trade them for the 5th round pick here. I wonder if I can get a 7th out of this as well for next year, because we are really low on picks. What do you say, Washington? Value looks fairly even. You get 2 guys you can sign to depth contracts if you want. If you don't want to, you're just giving up a 7th for it, and you still get a pick in this draft. What do you say? Rejected. Oh my gosh, of course. Okay, so I'll just give you Logan O'Connor then for that 5th. And will this go through? And no, rejected. Wow, a bit low. Okay, so I will give you Tucker Pullman then, and we'll call it a day. Good doing business with you, huh? All right, here we are, and it's still rejected. Logan O'Connor and Tucker Pullman. Okay, maybe I have to give somebody a little bit higher in overall. All right, we're going to give them Elias Salmonson here, a 2nd round pick by the real world Winnipeg Jets in 2022. Might become something in the real world, but in this universe, he's been stuck at like mid-70s for eternity now. He's 25. He's not going to grow much more than this. So I'm going to take a 7th from you as well. Probably I won't, but I'll throw it in there. Why not? And you have a 5th already in this round. So what do you say? No, rejected. What do you say now straight up? Yeah, not too much to deliberate on this deal, but when I put a 7th in there, oh, we're disgusted at your offer. Thank you very much, Washington, for doing business with me, even if you were a little bit, I don't know, how do I put it? A little bit, none, I don't know. You were just being mean to me, all right? And I didn't like that. Either way here, we've got another suggestion from Fresh, and it's the WHL Spokane Chiefs goaltender, Clifford Riley. Again, another project in the system. We have quite a few goalies now. But Clifford Riley, a 6'2" goaltender, he can definitely be something for the future if he grows correctly. So welcome to Winnipeg, 50 overall hybrid goalie. You love to see it. That's an EA Sports classic right there. And last but not least, don't have to make any trades for this one. At 211, we will be taking somebody who is considerably off the draft board, but it's somebody that I'm interested in. Well, not really, just a decent value for this spot in the draft. Hector Capusta from the USA Central, a 2-way forward. He looks like he's supposed to be going at 321st. We're going to make his day by taking him at 211 instead of letting him be undrafted. He's a low top 6 forward. He's 5 years away. Probably won't be anything, but Hector, we welcome your trade value into the team. 49 overall, absolute classic out there. And I think that's going to do it, boys, for the draft. I will auto-draft the rest because I am not taking any more picks, and I'll see you guys at the re-sign phase. All right, boys, here we are at the re-sign phase. Not too much to do, really. We're going to get Brendan Coe back. I think he's a right-winger, power forward type guy. Great physical, great skater. I want to get him back on the team, but he doesn't want to re-sign, so I'm hoping it's not going to cost me too much. I'm thinking 1 year, 1.2 mil. Let's see what he says to that. Then Phil Dano, I think Phil, it's been a great run, but we're going to release you. You spent, what, 2 years with us or so? Yeah, 2 years as a free agent with us. Decent numbers in both seasons. Better the first year, but he's been dropping off a little bit here. He was a good penalty killer for us, but we're going to release him and say goodbye. Now, Ethan Del Mastro, definitely get him on board. 2 years, 2-way. Pick him up. Martin Kaut as well. I'll do all these guys on my own, but I'll show you guys. We're going to pick up Matt Svensson, low elite playmaker, 88 passing, 90 offensive awareness. Hopefully this guy can be up to like a 79 and 80 by the time next season rolls around, because I would love to have him in the top 6 maybe, if possible. Probably not, but at least on that 3rd line. And same thing with Elliot Patrick here, sniper, who has kind of stayed at a 77 overall since we picked him up 11th. in the first round in 2027. So let's try to get some growth out of him. If not, we'll play him top line in the AHL and things like that. And let's see what he says to that contract. All these other guys here I'll do on my own, but we also have to sign Eric. Yeah, Eric Dowd, two-way forward, right winger. Okay, 63 overall. Probably won't grow too much more, but we'll get him in the system. Why not? See if he has a miraculous jump or anything like that. And then also Neil Wilkson, offensive defenseman, so we definitely want to be playing him on the right-hand side. And speaking of offensive defensemen, also Dylan Baker here, 20 years old, medium elite sniper. We'll get him on board as well. But speaking of offensive defensemen, we will pick up, I'm going to sign Liam Carlson. That's his name, right? Liam Carlson. Our 5th overall selection. Offensive defenseman. He has great numbers. So even if he is not playing in the NHL, I do want him to play first pair AHL, first power play, first penalty kill, 4-on-4, 3-on-3, all that stuff. That's why we'll get Liam Carlson into the lineup for $975 per year. All these other guys can wait. Maybe Gale Crabb comes on, defensive defenseman. Maybe he can play with Liam Carlson in the AHL, but for now we're going to go with the assumption that Liam Carlson will be an NHLer, and Gale Crabb, who we picked up last year as a 17-year-old, now that he's 18, he's 70 overall. So that's a huge jump from Gale Crabb. I'm not sure exactly how much. Somebody go back and maybe look at it and see how much Gale Crabb jumped up. I believe he was a 60-something overall maybe, so that's a huge jump from a 3rd rounder to a potential NHLer next season, even if he grows enough. So you'd love to see that. And then for the goalies, not the unsigned ones, but the ones who are expiring, we do have Jed Greaves here, so I will sign Jed Greaves to a 1-year deal. He wants 3 years, $5 million. Jet, that's probably not going to happen, my friend. I'm not going to lie to you. That's probably not going to happen. Although I do wish now that maybe I jumped the gun and I should have tried to pick up a goaltender there. That's a bit disappointing. We still have Hellebuck as our backup, but I would like to get a better, maybe like an 84 overall, 85 overall. I'm not sure if Askarov's gonna come in, boys, just because I traded for the 5th overall pick. So I mean, could you blame me? I just saw it in front. Maybe it was the wrong decision, but I just saw that they were wanting to trade the 5th overall pick. I said this is going to be our next Josh Morrissey, and I signed him. I mean, can you really blame me that much? Maybe it wasn't the best decision, but I don't think you can blame me that much. We can sign Salmonen back to the roster. Jet Greaves oh my gosh, at 3 years, $5 million, Jet Greaves? I don't think so, bud. What have you done for us to deserve that? You had 60 games played this year. You had a .909 save percentage, 3 goals against. I mean, Jet, come on, Jet. You got to give me a reason. In the first 2 seasons, you gave me a reason. But now, .909 save percentage, when you get given the range, only 2 shutouts, 3 goals against average, I mean, I can pick up somebody who's going to do the same thing for less. So I'm thinking maybe an 84, 85 overall in free agency will probably give me a little bit better numbers, and I might be able to get them a little cheaper. Goalies tend to be slightly cheaper. Yeah, I don't really want to do this contract. So, Jet, thank you for your service here, but I'm going to actually release you and try to pick somebody up in free agency. So, we have some holes to fill in the roster. We have Morrissey, Werenski, JBD, Mats Dahl, and now Liam Carlson. So, maybe just a right-handed defenseman to play top pair with either Josh Morrissey or Zach Werenski. And then on forward, we've got a couple of positions to fill here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, just like we need like one or two guys here that we can fill up. But all these other guys I'll sign to. You want a 2-way deal, Logan O'Connor? Sure, you can be a penalty killer down there in the AHL. And I'll do all this other stuff without you guys. Alright, so I think that's everybody signed on now. Let's advance a day and see what people are saying. Easy decision for Logan O'Connor. Elliot Patrick is on board. Riley Suter, Oskari Salmonen, Brendan Coe's on board. Good. Dylan Baker, Eric Dowd, all these prospects coming on. Ethan Del Mastro, Fabian Wagner, Martin Kaut, Liam Carlson on the roster. Love that. Matt Svensson going to be playing in the NHL this year probably. Neil Wilkinson as well is here. And that's everybody done. what a quick little wrap up here. That's everybody done on the first day of free agency. I'll sign. Actually, do I need to sign him? How many goalies do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll take a fifth goalie. We'll sign you, but I'm gonna pick one up in free agency, so no. Dominic DiVincenzi. I don't think I need you back. Low backup goalie, seventh rounder. Let's just release you, but I'm sure you have some connection to Winnipeg, but. Everybody's time comes. Everybody's time comes. And speaking of everybody's time coming, I'm going to re-sign the coach, but I'm just going to play him as NHL like assistant coach or NHL associate coach or whatever, because we got Sid the Kid here. We've got Sid the Kid. We've got to keep him. We've got to keep him here. Do we promote Sid the Kid to our head coach? I mean, I'd be down for it, right? I'd be down. He's got an A+ power play. He's got CP penalty kill, B- offense and defense. That offense should be A. At bare minimum, that offense should be A. But either way, we're going to re-sign Ryan Couturier, who is our NHL head coach for a couple of seasons here. But I will demote him to NHL assistant, and we will go after somebody in free agency, I think. So Donovan Kasivi, we thank you for your service here. But you're going to have to hit the road. And same thing with Briminus here, who was our AHL head coach, who had balanced everything. Yeah, that's not great for chemistry. So you want to be... Wait, if he wants to stay as the AHL head coach, I'll give him a bag. Yeah, for sure, because he's got great stats, so he can help that team out a lot. All right, boys, so the next couple of days here, I don't really have much to do, except I'll see you guys in free agency for the most part. I'll come back if the coach signs on or whatever, but these are all just the scouts, all these guys here, and I'll see you guys when something exciting happens, or when we get to free agency. So here we go, the coach is back, but again, Ryan Couturier will be demoted. He's just here for his numbers, his stats, and things like that. But he will be demoted to NHL assistant, or should Crosby be NHL associate? Crosby's only got 1 year left. Ryan Couturier, he will still be the interim. He'll be the interim NHL head coach. So let's see what we have to say about that. And I'm gonna just continue to advance to free agency here. And here we are on free agency day, boys. We have a lot of stuff we want to do. We want to pick up a top 6 power forward if possible. We also want to pick up a right-handed good player like 88, 87, maybe 86 overall. Let's see who's available. If we can make some moves, we have $21 million to spend. Oh, boys, and I'm seeing some options here. I am seeing... Imagine... Oh my boys, my mind is racing right now. There are definitely some options out here. Okay, let me just compile all this information. Let me just see what I can think of, what I can do. Okay, first things first. First thing going through my head is Miro Heiskanen. Miro Heiskanen, we have to give him 7 years, which I do not love. 7 years, 12 mil for Miro Heiskanen. Then we only have $9 million left. The option that I like a little more is, what's this guy's name? Joel Shepherd. Defensive defenseman, 5-star defense, only 3-star skating, 5-star physical, 4-star senses. He's got good offensive awareness despite being a defensive defenseman. He's only really like a 20-point guy. Really, he's only played for 3 years, 20-point guy. Does he hit and block shots? He does hit, he does block shots. And I'm thinking this guy and Liam Carlson for the future. Oh my gosh, Joel Shepherd and Liam Carlson of the future. Joel Shepherd, the older of the two, he has the more experience. He can play the top line with Josh Morrissey right now. He might have pinch cycle. I mean, he's got some X factors on him. For 3 years at 8 mil. What about 2 years? Oh my gosh, 4 years, 6.6, 5 years. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna have to look at this. So, boys, I looked at Buffalo's salary. They do have enough to sign him to a deal at 4 years, 5 years, 6.775. But they could not sign him for 5 years at $7.1 million or $7.15 million. So it's 89 overall for $7.15 million and a young 89 overall. He could grow to 90, 91, 92. And all we have to give up is a first and a third. I almost want to end the video here and do it, but I think this is a no-brainer, boys. 7.15 for the next 5 years. We have $21 million to spend still. So after this, we would have $14 million. We can go out, we can get a good forward, we can get a good goaltender. Boys, I mean, this seems like a slam dunk. So our defense would look like Morrissey. I'm just gonna do it just off the top of my head here. Zach Werenski, Joel Shepard, Josh Morrissey, Mats Dahl, and then Jacob Bernard Docker. And who's our other defenseman? I can't think right now. I don't remember. Liam Carlson? Yeah, Liam Carlson. So we're set. And maybe I pick up a 13th just for like league minimum, whatever, $1 million, whatever it is. I've got to do this 5 years, 7.15 million. I do not think that actually I could go. Yeah, let's go 5 years, 7.15 mil. I do not think that Buffalo could resign. The only thing I don't like is he's going to be a UFA. But honestly, we're gonna have money. We're gonna have so much money left. I think that it's not really gonna be that big of a problem. It's still 5 years down the road. We can trade some pieces. We can do some things. So 5 years, 7.15 mil for 89 overall defenseman who's only going to be getting better. He's definitely not going to get worse. He's going to be playing top pair minutes, and he's going to be on the first penalty kill. He might even be on the power play. I don't know. We'll see. Joel Shepard, we will have to give up. I do not have the first and the third, or is it the third or the first? Oh no. What the heck? So I built all that up for nothing, huh? Okay, hang on a second. Okay, I traded my third to Dallas. I wonder if I could pick it back up. Could I trade you a third next year for my third this year? Just swap thirds? And that way I can... I mean, this should be a no-brainer for them, right? What do you say? I get my third back this year so I can sign him to his extension. So I can sign Joel Shepard to the roster. And you just get my third next year. You're not doing anything. You're not moving any of your picks. What do you say? Accepted. Okay. Okay. So there we go. We picked up our third back. So now let's go into free agency. And come on, EA, keep up with my hands. How my hands are moving, man. Good lord, it's not that hard. Free agency. Here we go. We're gonna go into Joel Shepard. And boys, I'm gonna do it. 5 years. What was it? 5 years, 7.15 mil. I think this is a slam dunk. 7.15 mil, 5 years. Give up my first and my third round pick. The AAV determines the compensation required, blah, 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 blah. I have to give up a first and a third. Maybe Buffalo will match. Maybe they'll trade somebody away and they'll be able to match. But 7.15 mil for 5 years on Joel Shepard, yeah, I'll send that contract over to him. Now, what am I seeing for forwards here? Forwards are a little bit more expensive. We could go after a left-wing sniper, but I do want to try to look for a power forward for fresh here. The first power forwards we see 84 overalls. I mean, that's not exactly what we're looking for out here. How has Taylor Radish been doing? At 31, he can still play for a couple of years. But, I mean, 25-point season, 34-point season. What about he's on a good team here? Chicago, he had a 45-point season, maybe playing with Bedard. It's not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. 53-point season, and now we're getting into... Yeah, it's not what I'm looking for in a power forward. I'm looking for somebody who's great, like a Matthew Tkachuk, a Brady Tkachuk, like those types of guys. Vasily Podkolzin is here. But Podkolzin, I mean, he does score a little bit. 16 goals in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's probably what he's going to get with us, too, if we play him on the second line. So, again, Podkolzin, not great. Unfortunately, I can't find a great a power forward out here. Maybe by trade. Let me check. Yeah, boys, I'm just looking across the league at every single power forward who is 85 or higher, and I just don't think it's in the cards. I mean, these guys have crazy trade value. Matthew Boldy's up here, 1 year left on his deal, but the value is just too crazy for me. I don't want to give away anybody who has that type of value. Alex Tuck, definitely a possibility, but again, high value, and he's making $8 million this year, so I'm not sure about it. PLD, I don't want to touch that contract. Here, Slavkovsky, a great power forward for them. Then we have like Mason McTavish, Lawson Krause, and then we even have Gabriel Velarde, who's on our roster, obviously. Maybe Tom Wilson, but that's just another gate. That's the same guy who's similar to Gabriel Velarde at 85 overall. He does get a lot of points, but he is playing with Ovechkin, remember that. Ovi has retired in this year, but last year at least I think he was playing with Ovi, so I don't think a big-time power forward's in the cards for us this year. I'm sorry, I did my due diligence. I looked around, but we can definitely still pick somebody up. Wow, boys, and look at this. There are no goalies here in free agency. This is unheard of for me. There's Jet Greaves, who's asking for 5.25 mil, and the next goalie, same overall, same age, is asking for 2.725. So really doesn't make much sense for me to go after Jet Greaves when I can just go after Vadim Zarenko. Vadim Zarenko? That sounds right. I mean, but Zarenko had an 897 save percentage, but he's so much more cheap. Is there anybody else who had good numbers? Kakinen, not bad. Well, Blomqvist, this is a guy we were looking at the deadline, actually. In 7 games with Colorado in the NHL, 910 save percentage, 2.93 goals against average. Very small sample size, obviously, but no, but even with Pittsburgh, 22 games played, 902, 22 games played, 901 save percentage. Here in 2024-25, 7 games played, 933 save percentage. So in his 58-game career, he's a 909 save percentage, 3.09 goals against average. It's basically exactly what Jet Greaves gave me last year. He's 1 overall less, but he's also going to be asking for, he's asking for league minimum. Okay, what about Mackenzie Blackwood, always a franchise mode legend out here. Playing in the NHL, he had a 929 save percentage, 8-1-3. What about before that? Carolina 917. Over here in Carolina 913. Okay, he had a bad year in San Jose, but then he's right back up with a 913. Again, San Jose not a great team either. So maybe Mackenzie Blackwood is good. I know this is not what we were looking for, but there's no goalies are only 83 or under here at the trade or at the free agency. What about Joel Hofer? Again, not a great season. Linus Ullmark didn't have great numbers. Matt Sogard had pretty good numbers out here. He played 21 games for the Calgary Flames, 921. Okay, and after that he was just buried in the NHL for the rest of this simulation. So I'm leaning Mackenzie Blackwood here. How old is he? He's 32. We could give him a 1-year deal at 1.5 mil. Because I don't really know if there's any. I mean, even if there is a player that I want, he's not going to cost me $20 million, right? So we'll say Mackenzie Blackwood for 1 year, I think. And, or we could go Joel Blomqvist for 1 year. Or we could send them both, to be honest. We could have 3 goalies. We could have Hellebuck, Blomqvist, and Blackwood. I like that idea a little bit more here. Let's go. Let's go just keep it at 2 years for Blomqvist. He wants 900K, sure. 2 years, 900K for Blomqvist. We'll go 1 year for Blackwood just to try him out at 1.5 mil. And then we'll keep Hellebuck in the roster. We'll have a 3 goaltender rotation. And let me check out the forwards now. There's not really anything too interesting to me. No power forwards. We could go Michael Bunting, but he wants a lengthy deal. I don't really want to give him that. We could go with this guy, Francisco Gordon, 2-way forward. What has he done for Arizona? 33 points, 39 points. Yeah, it's not fantastic, but only playing third-line time. Francisco Gordon, 2-way forward. Great defense, great skater, great puck skills. Everything else is fine. Shooting is okay. He was the first overall pick in 2024. In the first year, he was the first overall pick. So he's only grown to an 85. That's kind of concerning, actually, so maybe not. But I don't want to pick up another old guy, as we like to say. So Jonathan Berggren, 5'11". Like, he could be good. He's only 28 as well, 4-star skater. But where are we going to play him? Is he going to be our 4th-line center? We're just going to ruin his career if he's our 4th-line center, right? We already have Adam Lowry to be our 4th-line center. So, I don't know. Brock Besser's out here. He did not re-sign with the Calgary Flames. We could go with a guy like Jack Quinn, a sniper, but he's going to be taking up the spot of Elliot Patrick if he comes in. But what if Elliot Patrick is not good enough yet? You see, there's a lot of variables that we don't necessarily know here. Jack Quinn doesn't really shoot the puck that much either for a sniper. He's definitely more of an assist kind of a guy. Power play time, playing like 10-15 minutes time per night. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Maybe we go with a Taylor Radish anyway. Just get a power forward into the lineup. Somebody who can play. I mean, remember, that coach is not necessarily what we're going to be looking for, but he had 25 goals playing the 3rd line last year. I mean, if he can do that again for us, that would be huge. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Does he shoot the puck a lot? He had 48 shots in 18 games. What is that, like 2.5 shots a game? Yeah, it's about 2.5 shots a game, I suppose. It's okay. It's not like world-ending or anything like that. He had 47 points last year playing. He played more time. I don't know, man. I just don't know what to do. I think Taylor Radish could be good, but then there's always the comment of Alexander, who said, maybe don't clog up the system so much. But He could be a good third line player for us in case Elliot Patrick can't play. But what if Elliot Patrick does play? Then he's stranded on the fourth line with second power play time. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty gross. It's pretty gross. We're really relying on Elliot Patrick growth. Do a 1-year deal maybe for 4 mil. Guys, I think I found who I want to pick up. He's a power forward. He plays on the Edmonton Oilers currently, obviously. Maybe not so in this universe. But Dylan Holloway here, he scores 30 points pretty consistently on a team where he's getting like 10 or so minutes. Look at 30 points, 28, basically 30. 30 points, 22, 30 points, like, and he's only getting, what, 8 minutes time on ice? So he got 10 minutes in this year, but then 840, 944 when he missed. No, sorry, he hit, sorry. Hang on, let me start this over again. I'm so sorry, boys. He played 10 minutes, 29 seconds, he got 33 points. He played 8 minutes, 40 seconds, he missed the 30-point mark. 9:44, he got 30 points. 8:25, he got basically 30 points. 8:52, he got 30 points. I think Dylan Holloway could be a sneaky add to the team. He could just be the fourth line center. Adam Lowry slots to 13th forward. We pay him $2 million for 1 year. We have $20 million to spend, right? So I'm not worried about this whatsoever. Might even have to pay him more to make sure we meet the minimum salary cap. But either way, Dylan Holloway, yeah, actually I will pay him more just in case. I'll pay him 2.4 mil just to make sure that we get him. 1 year. He doesn't have any offers. He's also only 27. He's a decent face-off rating, and what was the other thing I liked about him? Decent face-off rating. Oh yeah, he hits quite a bit for somebody who only plays 8 minutes a night. He hits 90 hits. In a season, he usually takes it away more than he gives it away as well, especially later on as he ages. He gets a little bit better defensively. And this is not somebody who's going to be, an older guy playing third line time instead of Elliot Patrick or Melvin Barker or Matt Svensson. This is somebody who's going to just be playing fourth line time. He's a fourth line checker. He can play penalty kill a little bit, maybe. Maybe not so much penalty kill, but he's a good skater. He's got decent offensive awareness. Maybe we can throw him on the power play if things go bad. He's got a 4-star shot, so I like it. I think it's a decent ad. And boys, other than that, I don't really see much out here. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but like just scrolling through this, I was debating Taylor Radish, Michael Rasmussen, even Evander Kane maybe for 1 year. But again, I want to try to keep it younger here. Jonathan Berggren was really on my mind as well. And then Francisco Gordon, the first overall pick in 2024, I was heavily debating sending an offer sheet his way. He's an RFA. But I don't think I would even have the right compensation for it anyways. Let's just see, maybe like a 1 year, $4 million deal. Again, I don't know Arizona's cap either, so just wouldn't really work. Carl Trigg, this guy's tormented us in the past. He's definitely a bit more of a playmaker for sure. We don't really need playmakers on this team. We kind of need power forwards, snipers, and the defenseman that we tried to pick up. So I think I've gone on long enough here. Let's just see what all these guys say. The big fish, obviously, Joel Shepard. We're going to go with the 3-goalie tandem and see if that works out for us. And I'm going to start simulating. Hang on a second. I forgot to do the coaches. So when you look for a new coach, you got to look for team fit. But you also got to look for who likes who the best. So this guy loves Josh Morrissey, which is great. He also loves Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti, which is great because that's our first line. He doesn't love Nikolai Ehlers there, but he doesn't hate him either. He loves Shane Pinto on the third line. He also loves Jacob Bernard-Docker. Matt Dahl he's okay with. But Matt still has the same line fit as Josh Morrissey. So if they're on the first top line together, then they get a +3 probably. So I'm liking this guy, Clifford Eddy. What are his stats look like? Hang on. A+ offense, defense, power play, penalty kill, and coach influence, and an A teaching. Yeah, this guy seems pretty good to me. He has a lot of offers, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to max out at like $11 million. See what he says to it. If he declines, whatever. We can go another year with Ryan Couturier. It's not like we were horrible. We had a 45-win season. We're going to go up to $9,990,000 for 4 years. What do you say, Clifford Eddy? Do you want to come be a coach for the Winnipeg Jets, try to get us over the edge there? Or do you maybe not? All right, boys, so all that out of the way, you guys saw who the head coach was, I think, unless I'm just blacking out. So we have an AHL goalie coach now on the roster. This is the day for Joel Shepard here, I believe, as well. A couple of scouts signing on, Camden West. No, I'm not giving up Jacob Bernard-Docker for a 5th-round selection. Are you crazy? Are you crazy here? Here we go. Clifford Eddy is the new head coach of the team. You'll love to see that. I also signed an NHL goalie coach. We might see NHL goalie coach is on board. A B- goalie coach. And he actually specializes in goalies as well. So that's very rare, but I will absolutely take that. Isaac Draper. And now Joel Shepard. Okay, no, another scout. Another scout. Joel Shepard. Dylan Holloway is on board. Joel Shep. Okay, Mackenzie Blackwood is on board. Okay, Yoel Blomqvist. Okay, now Joel. One more day for Joel Shepard. Let's see what he says. I've decided to accept your offer as presented, but it is not a done deal just yet. I'm not able to join your team at this time. My previous team may still decide to match your offer. Okay, so Joel is on board. And now it's just a matter of time of whether Buffalo decides to match his offer that we gave him or not. This is a huge, huge moment here. I'm just going to keep simulating. I'm going to keep you guys on board here. Usually I would edit the trade blocks and all that stuff so that I don't get any offers here. But hang on. The Buffalo Sabres have decided they are not willing to match your offer of $7.15 million to RFA Joel Shepard. With the modest salary involved, you must supply 2 picks as compensation, a first and a third round pick in this year. And I am more than happy to do that for Joel Shepard. I know we give up our first, but we draft so deep. We get medium elites all the time, low elites, medium top 6 guys in like the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, even 7th round. So Joel Shepard, welcome to the club. And what a huge signing that is. I'm happy to be joining your team as my original team did not match the offer sheet. Joel, we are incredibly happy to have you on board, my friend. Incredibly, incredibly happy indeed. There's a couple of guys here as well that are expiring contracts. A guy like Gabriel Vilardi who wants to come back. 3 years, $5 million for Gabriel Vilardi. Seems fairly reasonable to me. He's been a great player for us. Last year, plus 30. He's the best plus minus on our entire roster, including defensemen. He's always a pretty good plus player, even when he's like being stuck down on the fourth or third line, where he's like all his teammates around him aren't great. He's still only -3. He's a great plus player. I think he's a pretty underrated player as well. He had almost a career year playing top line with Cole Perfetti and Josh Morrissey, and no power play time either, so keep that in mind. The year where he had 10 power play points, he was a little bit better, but even strength, I would say he was better in this season, his most recent one. So Gabriel Vilardi, I'll let you guys decide what you want to think about him. Shane Pinto does not want his contract extension, but 2 years, $2.6 million for a third line center seems pretty reasonable to me. Melvin Barker, this is a kind of a big one here, and he would take a see, so this is where EA really drops the bag. Melvin Barker, at this rate, he had 1 season in the NHL. He had 33 points in his rookie season and 17 goals. He was playing third line time with second line power play, 12 minutes a night. So he doesn't think he's anything special. I'm kind of a depth guy. I'll come in every once in a while into the lineup, or maybe I'm a third liner for life. Boys, this guy could jump up to an 83 overall. I don't know what to say. This guy could jump up to an 83 overall instantly. So there's no way I'm giving him an 8-year contract for him to play second line time, maybe even first line time this year, jump up to an 86, maybe 85 overall at a $1.65 million for 8 years. That's just ridiculous. But I would be down to give him a 2-year bridge deal at 1.6, 1.5, whatever it is. I think I kind of want to do this right now as well. I don't think there's going to be anybody who's going to be disagreeing with me. And the only people who will be the guys saying, you should give him 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7, 8 years at 1.65. But I don't want to do that. I want to keep it somewhat realistic at least. So I would say 2 years, keep him as an RFA. We'll give him what he wants, 1.675 mil. He's going to be playing second line time or first line time as soon as this year. So I'm more than happy to put this up for a second or first liner. And if he plays third line time, 1.675 mil for a third liner is not bad either. So I'll definitely do this deal. Keep you as an RFA, Melvin. I hope you sign on to that contract. Dylan Holloway, Jacob Bernard Docker now does not want to come back, but how much would you be wanting? 3.25, little expensive, but not the end of the world. And all these other guys down here don't really matter too much. So now there's nothing else to do but just sim to the next season. So let's do that real quick. And Melvin Barker says it was an easy decision to renew my contract with you. I appreciate that you chose to offer me the type of money I feel I am worth. So I decided to re-sign. Well, Melvin, you definitely are worth that type of money as we simulate here to the preseason. And here we are with our squad here. Some interesting things. I'm just looking at this right now. So this is very interesting. Perfetti gains an X Factor. Finally, it's about time. With his 86 speed and acceleration, he gets the wheels X Factor. Sure, yeah, that makes total sense. Hang on, this is not what the lines are going to look like by any stretch of the imagination. And Nikolai Ehlers has dropped to an 84 overall as well. That is scary with his salary. Only one more year left on it, though, so it's not the end of the world. Kind of the same thing as Mark Scheifele. They're both 84 overalls, and they're both definitely plummeting in that category as well. What do we say if we have like Melvin Barker on the first line? We have Gabriel Velarde on the second line. What does that do? A plus, keep the +2. Okay. Brendan Coe's supposed to be our. Okay, I'd even do like this, but Scheifele is great on the second line. I'm just fiddling around with it for right now. Adam Lowry has dropped to 78 overall. That's why I picked up a guy like Dylan Holloway, because I was thinking, yeah, maybe some of these older guys, they might be dropping. Scratched players, Protus, that makes sense. Let me go to the AHL. I just want to see Svensson. Yeah, see, Svensson has to come up. He's an 80 overall now. He's got to come up. And where's Elliot Patrick, 79 overall? Okay, we're seeing the growth here, boys. I will bring both these guys up. Hang on, give me 1 second. All right, boys, and this is probably more what the lines will look like. Again, Mark Scheifele could be a guy playing on the second line, the third line, or the fourth line. He's really pretty versatile as an 84 overall. He'll also be playing second line power play and things like that, so not too worried about Mark Scheifele's ice time. Defensively now, look at this. Oh my gosh, look at this. We can keep the +5. We can keep a +5 up here. And then Ethan Del Mastro is here, but again, the second line here, this could be, Zach Rinsky and Mazdal, though. They do not have a great combo. That's tough. Okay, but look, we could put Mazdal on the top line, then we get a +2, +4, +2 action. Or if we want to take Ethan Del Mastro out, we can go Liam Carlson. We can go put him on the first line. He has a pinch cycle as well, so him and Josh Morrissey can get a +3. Or we can go and put Liam Carlson on the second line, give him a +1 with a +5 in the top. What does Shepard and Werenski also get a +5 as well? That brings the second line down to a +2. What does Mazdal give it? A 0. So these are all the different permutations we can do here with this. Or again, we can put Liam Carlson in the AHL and we can have him just dominate the AHL, give me 70 points in 70 games down there in the AHL. It really is all up to you guys. As for the goaltending, Hellebuck has dropped to an 82 overall. 81 overall. Mackenzie Blackwood is an 82 overall. Hang on, I gotta bring up part of our roster out here. Here he is, Yoel Blomqvist. Also, just a quick little look at Mikael Helmerson, who's now a medium elite 22-year-old and 74 overall. He's growing pretty quickly, growing like a weed out there, as the goalies in the franchise mode do. Just best lines down in the AHL for now. I just want to show you guys the NHL rosters out here. So this is what the first line could look like. Kyle Connor, Cole Perfetti, Melvin Barker. Again, remember, we can just shift like this. Put Gabriel Velarde on the first line because they dominated last year. But for now, we're going to keep it as Melvin Barker. Again, chime in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Am I faded for that or not? The second line of Ehlers, Lambert, and Velarde. I think Ehlers' time in the sun is pretty close to being over here, boys, though. He's a great second liner. He's been with Winnipeg since he got drafted here. He got drafted here, right? Yeah, drafted 9th overall by Winnipeg. He's now 33 years old. He had 74 points last year. He's had 3 consecutive years of 70-plus points, so he can still get it done. I don't care what his overall says. If he gives me 70 points, I'm not mad about it whatsoever. He had one 83-point season. Also, he's played 1,009 games as a Winnipeg Jet. I mean, that is nothing to sneeze at out there. And he's always a plus player for us. Every single year he's been a plus player, or even. Last year he was even. He's going to be playing with Brad Lambert, who doesn't give much offense, and Gabriel Velarde doesn't give too much offense either. So maybe we want to try to give Ehlers a bit more offense. We go Svensson there. We put Velarde in center. We have Brad Lambert come play third line. I mean, I'm just throwing things out there, boys. Just seeing what bounces, what you guys think is absolutely ridiculous, what you think is, maybe that could work, or what you guys think is like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. What is he thinking out here? So anyways, just different permutations we can do. For now, I'll keep it how it was before with Velarde playing the wing, Shane Pinto in the middle, +2 on this third line. This third line could be deadly. Svensson as the playmaker, Pinto as the center, Patrick as the left winger. Then we go to the power play, where if we keep Liam Karlsson up here on this power play, I would be down to have Karlsson on the right, maybe? Actually, no. Karlsson should be playing second unit power play if we keep him up here. Center, Kyle Connor. Okay, Nikolai Ehlers will come out for... Nope, none of those guys. He will come out for Mats Svensson, who will be... Well, should Mats Svensson be the distributor? Probably not, if I'm going to be totally honest. Also, Scheifele is not going to be playing first line center. Who can play first line center on the power play? Hang on, let me just do a quick scan out here. We could go Velarde. We could go Lambert. We could go. Yeah, that's kind of it. Velarde or Lambert. Put your comments down below. I'm gonna stay with Velarde for now. Lambert can play the second unit power play. That doesn't give us the +5 though. Okay, Velarde's also out here, so. Oh, and I forgot Melvin Barker. Of course, he has to be in that, in the top unit. So maybe we go Barker up here. He's got a 5-star shot, so we wanna try to use that as much as possible. We go Barker. Don't worry, I'm not done yet. And Cole Perfetti will come and play the center. Barker can then be the. Actually, no. The finisher should still be Kyle Connor. We could even have Cole Perfetti as the, or Kyle Connor maybe as the puck carrier. Let's go with Kyle Connor for now because he has that gold X factor. Looking at the power play, again, I'm just rambling out here. I don't know why. I really should probably close this video out, but on the second power play, we could definitely do Liam Karlsson. Yeah, Liam Karlsson. Again, this is just my immediate assumptions with barely looking at this team, right? We go Elliot Patrick for Shane Pinto, I would say. Let me throw him in there. And then, what else are we thinking? Patrick, Karlsson, Werenski, Lambert, Scheifele. It seems okay. I just want to... Oh, Ehlers. Where's Ehlers going to play? Ehlers can definitely play, and Velarde can also play. Maybe we just take Scheifele out. We say, Scheifele, thanks for the run, but we don't really need you. And we go Velarde at center. And... Hang on. Velarde at center. And Ehlers on the wing? I mean, I'd be down for it. Ehlers on the wing here. He's still got X factors. He can still get it done. He could be Ehlers could be our, our finisher. Our puck carrier could be Liam Karlsson. Zach Werenski, the distributor. Then we just throw Ehlers on his shooting side. And bada bing, bada boom, we've got a good lineup out here. Or if we want Patrick to be the distributor, or the finisher, we could throw him here. We could have Werenski feeding Patrick. Again, boys, just all these things going through my mind. I'll do all the 4-man power plays on my own time. Penalty kills so far haven't changed them at all. Ooh, Svensson fits the penalty kill. Maybe that's time to get him up there. I don't know. That's interesting. We can keep it like that for now. But Svensson, why are you playing 2 lines? That makes no sense. Okay, let me change this. Also, JBD. Should JBD switched out for Matt Stahl? Yeah, Matt Stahl, definitely. Alright, so maybe we go Cole Perfetti in there. Perfetti's a great defender. 4-star defense, 93 stick checking, 87 defensive awareness, 84 faceoffs as well. Like, he's got good physical, so he's always good defensively. So maybe we can do that instead. Then the third line penalty kill, we'll just have Dylan Holloway, Gabriel Velarde. I didn't really know what to go with. I think this will work. Yeah, Holloway's the better faceoff man, so he can play there. Liam Karlsson, we're trying to hide him on the third penalty kill unit. And then all this stuff. Oh, I forgot to put Brad Lambert in there, huh? Is Brad Lambert in penalty kill 1? Yeah, he is. Okay, cool. So, obviously, this is not going to be Svensson. This is going to be Cole Perfetti. I'm also going to switch up the defense. Just give me one quick second. Dahl switches in for JBD. And then the extra lines and things like this, I think I can take care of it on my own. I hope you boys have faith in me to do the 4-on-4 and the 3-on-3s. I'll just give you a little look at what it looks like right now. Don't worry, Melvin Barker will probably be playing... maybe Melvin Barker will be playing 3-on-3 with Velarde. That makes sense to me. Hang on, line 1. Okay, we want Joel Shepherd out there, line 1. I'd probably go with Josh Morrissey, line 1. Joel Shepherd, maybe even... We want offense on 3-on-3, right? We don't really care about keeping the puck out of the net. We just want to try to put it in theirs. At least that's kind of what I think of when I think 3-on-3 hockey. Then Kyle Connor. And who should our next extra attacker be? Melvin Barker? Maybe? Nikolai Ehlers? Let's give it to Ehlers for now. But again, these are all things that can easily be changed. No skin off my back there. For the shootout, I want to give some shootout time to the young kids. Maybe some guys who aren't getting too much love. Guys like Elliot Patrick, who has 4.5 5-star shooting. What does he have right now? He's now got 5-star shooting. Yeah, throw him in there. What the heck? Why not? It's just free points, right? The shootout is, I always just think it's RNG anyways. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm supposed to make it the best that I can, but who knows, man? Who knows how the shootout works in this universe? And then who's got some silky mitts? I think, hang on, wrong way. I think Matt Svensson, where is he? Matt Svensson, he might have some silky hands. What does he have? Only 86 deking, but whatever. We'll throw him in there too. Why not? Give the kids a shot. And other than that, boys, we've got the 3 goalies with Blomqvist, Hellebuck, and Blackwood. We've got Protus as our 13th forward. We've got Ethan Domastro as our 7th defenseman. I don't think it's a great, don't get me wrong, this might not be a playoff team, but I think it'll be a fun team to watch. If you're going to a Winnipeg Jets game, you are getting your money full. You're getting your money paid in full. You are definitely happy leaving the building. Even if we lose some games, I think you can be like, okay, at least I was entertained when I watched them go play. It's a younger Winnipeg Jets team here. A little bit worse on the overall, but we're trying to grow some guys. So let me know what you think of the lineup in the comments down below. And remember, new videos come out Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And I'll see you in the next one on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Peace out.